In today's video, the difficulties that are facing Toronto and GTA real estate home buyers. I'm going to go based upon my experience working with home buyers across the Toronto and GTA real estate market, really seriously speaking since June of 2023, because that's when market conditions kind of shifted towards buyer-friendly places. And although there's a lot of benefits to being a home buyer currently right now within the Toronto and GTA real estate market, there are particular challenges that I've noticed for a bit now that we've transitioned into January of 2024 within the Toronto real estate market. Hello everyone, as always, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sam, a Toronto and GTA real estate agent, actively working across the GTA real estate market. On this channel, you get to see all types of Toronto real estate market content, buyer advice, seller advice, market reports and market analysis, building reviews, area analysis, and so much more. So if you find any of this content enjoyable or informative, feel free to subscribe, to follow for more, or get in touch with me with any Toronto and GTA real estate inquiries you may have. I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of new clients through this channel in 2023, and I'm looking forward to doing the same in 2024. So right now we're at a really interesting time within the Toronto and GTA real estate market. At the time of recording of this video, it's January 8th, 2024. And really since June, I would say, of 2023, the market has shifted ever more so towards buyer-friendly conditions. Up to this point, things really peaked in terms of being buyer-friendly. I would have to say November and December of 2023. And what do I mean by buyer-friendly conditions? Well, although yes, interest rates are high, if you are able to get pre-approved or approved for a mortgage, if you take that step and it is the wise financial decision for you to do so, buyers get to enjoy much lower prices right now, and buyers get to enjoy a market full of leverage. This is something I've discussed ad nauseum for long-term viewers of this channel since really June of 2023. So I apologize if you heard me say that. So there are a lot of benefits to being a buyer right now. But in today's video, I want to discuss a couple of difficulties I'm seeing on the ground. And this is just natural to the current market conditions. First and foremost, let's start with the big issue of sold comparables, sold comps. Now, we just came off the heels of 2023, and 2023, as I discussed in one of my most recent videos, was one of the lowest sales year in the last 23 years, GTA market wide. And not only was that the case, but most of the sales actually occurred in the first half of 2023, in the first 6 months of 2023. As a result of that, right now, I'm noticing that when I'm looking at things, whether it's a detached home in York region area, whether, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, all the way to downtown Toronto condos and everything else in between, I'm noticing that when we're looking at properties with my Toronto home buyers and GTA home buyers, the sold comparables are few and far between. This is actually more exacerbated with freehold properties, such as semi-detached and detached homes. So let me break that down into more detail. Because 2023 was such a low sales year in its entirety, and especially the second half of 2023, obviously there's less sales that have occurred. As a result, a natural byproduct of that is that if you're interested in a home or you're reviewing a home and you want to derive the general market value in terms of what has sold in the area, in that street, in that community, or in that building for condos, due to the historically low amount of sales that occurred in 2023, the sold comps that are really good in terms of properties that are most like the property you're interested in and the closest in terms of proximity, because obviously those are the two main things. You want to be close in time, close in type, and close in distance. Well, those sold comparables are fewer and far in between. So as a result, I'm noticing more and more when I'm looking at a property for a Toronto home buyer of mine, and I'm trying to determine what the fair market value is, because obviously as Toronto home buyers, we don't want to overpay. We want to get a good deal. We want to get a fair deal first and foremost, but obviously if we can negotiate a good price, that's paramount. And to do that, you have to go based on the sold comparables. And more, I'm noticing that the sold comparables I'm seeing are sold comparables that occurred earlier in 2023. So what months am I referring to when I said earlier in 2023? Mainly from January to May. Now, you do obviously have your outlier communities or outlier streets or outlier buildings where there's a lot of recent sold in that building or in that street that you can use as a concrete example to determine some sort of value. But I have done that in the last 3 months for condos more so than freehold. But overall, once again, it's a bit of a more difficult task. And in an ideal world, if you're looking at a home in January of 2024 and you're interested in placing an offer and you want to know what the fair market value is, in an ideal world, the best comparable is one that's very close in, once again, proximity, that is very alike in terms of what the property is, how many bedrooms, how many washrooms, lot size, the type of property, the renovations, interior conditions. Every category you can go through, you want to find the most that is alike. So proximity in terms of distance, proximity in terms of type, and then the third category is proximity in terms of time. That is where things are a bit difficult. However, fear not, because there's a solution to that. Obviously, you derive the trends in that community, the trends in that neighborhood, in that street, and how things have moved in the last 12 months, whatever method you want to use, and then you make the proper price adjustments according to the time adjustments. Nonetheless, so that is a difficulty that Toronto home buyers and real estate agents are dealing with right now, is finding the proper comparables. Obviously, once again, there's a solution to that. And if you're in good hands, if you're working with a proper Toronto real estate agent, they should be able to find that solution. The second difficulty presented to Toronto and GTA home buyers right now is just the lack of inventory. Listings are very low. Now, part of this is very much so seasonal. It's just, January 8th, 2024, at the time of recording of this video. Even towards the end of January, inventory doesn't really pick up substantially until February. So part of that is obviously seasonal. But if you remember when I discussed December numbers in my most recent video, and as I also touched on in my exclusive WhatsApp group chat, by the way, the link to that is in the description box. It's 100% anonymous. Only I can see who's a part of it, and I share market stats in that group chat. Nonetheless, as I discussed in my video, as I discussed in my group chat, well, total new listings was down 6.6% in December, year over year. So comparing December 2023 to December 2022, and it was down 62% or so month over month. Total new inventory, total new listings dropped from November to December to the tune of 62%. While active inventory was up a bit. So although yes, the lack of listings, although it is seasonal, it is still more exacerbated than we've seen in most recent years. And although Toronto homebuyers and GTA homebuyers get to enjoy the market leverage, being aggressive on pricing, negotiating for the protections, weighing differing options, revisiting properties multiple times, having the leverage and time to make a wise decision, options are limited. And that is one of the difficulties Toronto and GTA homebuyers have to navigate now. And once again, there are outlier areas. For instance, there are certain buildings in North York that are very healthy in terms of inventory. There are other streets or communities in, let's say, Oshawa or maybe the east side of the GTA that are very limited in terms of inventory. So you can find the outlier communities, you can find the outlier streets. At an average market level, right now, inventory is limited. Now, here's the catch-22. I don't know if I'm using that expression correctly, but here's the catch-22 of waiting for inventory and to improve. Because as inventory improves, and this is what I personally, I'm making an educated guess on, right? I can't see into the future, but my educated guess for the upcoming months in 2024 is that yes, inventory will improve in February, in March. However, while inventory improve, I foresee, once again, an educated guess, but I foresee coinciding that increase in inventory, an increase in home prices, and an increase in buyer competition. You're stuck in a situation where you can enjoy all the market-friendly conditions that we see right now as a buyer with limited options, or wait for options to increase in quantity and maybe in some cases quality, but at the same time risk that market conditions shift towards more seller-friendly positions when that happens. So to reduce it even down to more simpler terms, a low supply market with buyer-friendly conditions or a high supply market with seller-friendly conditions? Which one would you want? And I can't make that decision for my home buyers. I can give you my opinion, my recommendations based on your particular criteria. However, undoubtedly, that is one of the difficulties of operating within the Toronto and GTA real estate market today as a Toronto home buyer. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Very interested to hear what you would choose, a low supply market that's buyer friendly or a high inventory market that may be a little bit more seller friendly and more, full with buyer competition. Okay, as always, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty Inc. You can find my contact information in the description box. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.